guys, this is Rise, and we're on to the fourth set of CJ versus WeMade, and currently WeMade is up 2-1 against CJ. So CJ has got to win this game if they have any hopes to bring this to an ace match and put in a big name for them. But right now, CJ has put up Movie, and Movie is going up against Pure in this PvP on the Fighting Spirit. I think that's the name of this map. Yeah, the Fighting Spirit, which is another four-player map, a new map, kind of interesting. Maybe we'll talk about that in a little bit. But in the meantime, I just wanted to say that, Movie is actually doing pretty well. He is 7 for his last 10 games. That's very impressive. Pure, on the other hand, is like 2 or 3 for 5. And he's got some losses against people like July and Ruby, but he's actually got some wins against Yellow Arnak and Light in recent games. So he could actually be a particularly promising player. I mean, Light and Yellow aren't as good as they used to be, of course, but still, they're fairly good, and to beat them is no small feat. However, this is a PvP. And if we were to look at their stats in PvP, it could be a different story. Pure actually has a 51% win rate PvP, where Movie has, wait for it to load, a 44% win rate against Protoss. So, they're fairly even in the stats in the mirror match. Excuse me. But, I guess my point is that I really think that this is going to be a pretty good match and fairly even, actually. It looks like we have WeMade's player Pure in the 1 o'clock position, the yellow Protoss. He's going up against the red Protoss, Movie, in the 10 o'clock position. Both players scouting to the same location at the same time. Looks like Movie has actually decided to go cross-scout. Of course, that allows him to check for any proxies that might be going on or anything like that, which certainly is a good idea. You don't want to cheese if you're not prepared for it. And then we have, it looks like Pure scouted the bottom right as well, so both players are going to not see each other. The question is, did Movie see what direction that probe came from? Is he going to go up or is he going to go left? I don't know. It looks like he is going to go left. He's going to go left. He's following a probe. He doesn't actually know it. So both players not going to see each other until they scout all other positions, which is going to definitely delay their tactics a little bit as they try to figure out what to go. In the meantime, I didn't see any particularly crazy builds going on here. It looks fairly standard so far, although they really just keep watching the... and it looks like that. Look at that. Movie actually realizing that he's following that same scouting probe, decides to go cross-position instead and go find his opponent. So very clever. Looks like, both players are going to lead out with a 1-gate Cybernetics Core build. Will they go for 2-gate? Will they go for Robotic Support Bay, meaning Reavers? Will they go for Templar Archives, meaning DTs most likely? I don't know. We'll have to see. So, but so far it's been a pretty good series. CJ, surprisingly, I thought they were going to do better, but you know what? WeMade's been making some waves so far in the Pro League. They've been doing a lot better than historically they tend to. And wow, Movie hiding what he has, but actually we're seeing the same tactic coming from Pure. So that very, very interesting how we have some mind games going on. Both players, one player getting range upgraded for goons, and the other player, it looks like Movie is not currently getting that upgrade. He may be going for something else, some higher level tech rather than Dragoon play. So really, both players very much in the dark right now. They only see one Zealot each so far, but we're already seeing deviations in the builds. We're seeing a Dragoon pop out already for Pure, and he's actually going to hunt around for that probe. We're seeing the same thing coming from Movie, but that is where things are going to start to diverge a bit. Movie also looking around for a probe, so you can see how patterned their play is. And actually, both players are going for a Robo. But we're seeing a second gateway coming from Pure, and we are not seeing that coming from our friend Movie for CJ. Movie's got to feel a little bit of pressure here, of course. He is down 2-1. If he loses this game, WeMade takes the series. If he wins the game, of course, he will be forever loved by his teammates because he'll at least get it to an ace match. Let me see if I can bring up this map to talk about it a little bit. So this is the map, Fighting Spirit. Let me splice that in, okay? And basically, it's a 4-player map, and it's got a very easy-to-take natural, and then a slightly harder-to-defend second expansion that's on higher ground that has an exterior ramp as well as an interior ramp. And it looks like the interior ramp is actually bigger than the exterior ramp. So depending on attacking and defending, you may actually be able to use that to your advantage to get a nicer arc, even though you only have that, in general, one large bridge otherwise to cross to get to the natural expansion. As well as that, there's this really, really worthwhile expansion in the middle, which I'd be curious if anyone ever takes that, because it's got 2 gas as well as 12 mineral patches. Some are small, but you know what? That's better than nothing, and that's a lot better than the 8 or 9 standard that you see at most main bases, and the 7 you usually see at most expansions. So clearly worthwhile to take if you can, but very difficult to defend, especially I would imagine against Terran players. All right, so we're starting to see some action back here in the game. It looks like we have a much larger Dragoon force coming from Pure, at least out on the field, but this is going to get scouted by that probe that movie has left out in the path that those Dragoons would have to take in order to get there. Shuttle is out. The next thing that'll pop is the Reaver, of course. It looks like we've actually seen observers coming from Pure in the meantime as he gets his robotic support bay up now, and clearly he's going to be making that Reaver at this time. But it looks like that Reaver is going to be coming out very shortly for movie at this point, and he's going to have a slight advantage if he can put that to good use. However, if he loses that, he'll be at a severe disadvantage. In the meantime, it looks like a scouting probe going out for Pure, and now that Reaver has been loaded up, and he's going to head over. In the meantime, that Reaver for Pure may actually be done at a very similar time, and if he goes for a frontal attack, Movie will probably not be very successful with that, and it looks like that is what he's doing. The reason I say that is because he's got to go against the arc across the bridge, and if a Reaver's coming across at that time, I just don't see it working, because he's going to be able to defend this very well, but he is going to cross that bridge, and now he's got to go up against the pylon and the natural, and it looks like the Reaver might be out. It is out for Pure. He's going to be focusing on the other goons and Reavers, and it looks like we have some pretty intense micro going on over here. But so far, we've only seen Dragoons go down, and that was a fairly even exchange. Movie not looking particularly happy, also not looking particularly sad. Now catching units out in an arrow formation, and oh, nice Scarab right there, doing a lot of damage. And now Pure is pushing out and trying to take some map control here, and pushing Movie all the way back to his base. And are we going to see a second Reaver pop out? I would imagine yes. But I'm not entirely sure where the other Reaver went for Movie. I don't know. Did he lose it? Did he lose his shuttle? Did I miss that? I think he lost his shuttle. And at the same time, oh, the shuttle goes down for Pure. But the fact of the matter is, oh, man, there's no Reaver at all for Movie. I'm going to have to rewind this in a second to see exactly what the heck happened. A new Reaver popped out, but at this time, he is in a lot of trouble. There is a... Oh, and he's got observers. Observers are going to be coming out as well. And, oh! But... Oh, that was a dud. No, it wasn't a dud. The Reaver goes down, but the other Reaver goes down as well. Oh, horrible micro by Movie. Movie, I cannot believe, let that go down. He had the high ground, and still he managed to fail epically with that micro. And at this point, he just cannot